Hello and welcome to Pastor Billy Joe Hillbilly's Tidbits, episode 21. The Great Commission. The Great Commission basically says just go out and make disciples of the world. So, what does that mean? It's more than just to go out and speak. Just speaking is a part of it, but there's more than that. There's action. You see, it's not enough just to talk. People have to listen. And for people to listen, you have to engage them. And I guess one of the easiest ways to do that is to develop a relationship with them. Talk to them. Get to know them. Just standing up on the street corner, cold turkey, and just starting, to speak or yell. I guess there's times that would work if you're a eloquent speaker. Maybe. But I think the easier route, the more comfortable route, would be to get to know people. Let them see who you are. Let them figure out that there is something different about you. Now, of course, some people you may see them for a few minutes and never ever see them again. So this, I guess, isn't possible in some situations or some cases, but for those people that you work with and those kinds of things, be an example, be a light, be a representative of God, and love your message into them, because that's a whole lot easier than beating them with a stick, and much less likely to get you in trouble with the police. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you today, this is my most personal story, I guess. And that's why this video is going to remain private until I grow a pair, I guess, for lack of a better way of phrasing it, a better way of saying it. I guess that's just the easiest way to put it, is just, I guess this will have to be private until I become a man. Anyway, so here is my personal story. Well, this relates specifically to church and how all that relates to the Great Commission. So narrowing it down, otherwise, we haven't got that much time. My battery won't hold out forever. Anyway, something on the order of 10 years ago, I joined a church. And as is my way, just the way I roll, I joined and then went for a couple of months and then quit. Just didn't go back. all the excuses, of course. It's so hard to get the kids ready, and it's so far to drive, and blah, blah, blah. I don't like the music, or whatever. Which, actually wasn't the case. It's a little loud, but, still good music. But I joined the church, and then kind of, quit. And it was around, I guess, 10 or so years ago. Well, recently, as again generally happens in my life, things generally work out for me, life fell apart, which again is just par for the course. So life fell apart, and so I started going back to church, and that was late July, early August, so 3 or so months ago, give or take. So I started going back to church, and in that time I've only missed 2 Sundays, so I've been going regularly. And at this point, there were people there that have been there for a long time, even when I joined originally. And they know me. They know my name. They recognize me, and they speak to me. And those individuals, pretty much without fail, will go out of their way to say hello, ask how I'm doing. And that's great. I appreciate that more than they know, really. But the issue is that that's about 6 people, give or take. And there's a few familiar faces that just haven't found the time, I guess, to come by and say hello or, greet me as I always get there early, which is so not me. And I won't say I'm there, at daybreak and sit there for, 6 hours waiting for them, waiting for them to open the doors or whatever. I don't know, let's not get silly, but I'm not late. I have time to go in and sit down, and people are walking around greeting each other and so on and so forth. And those people that know me or knew me when I joined, 10 years prior, come and speak, or some of those individuals. But I think the thing that kind of hurts, kind of bothers me a little, I guess, I don't know, kind of just seems, I don't know, just not certain this is the way things are supposed to work. Kind of a confusing kind of thing, I guess, is that in that 3 months, other than the people that knew me, pretty much nobody has come by and spoke or, whatever. You'd think at least after 3 months that you'd get it's so nice to have you here. Your name is, and who are you? And we're glad to have you, and, whatever. You see, the Great Commission says go out and make disciples. Well, the people that don't know me, they don't know that I'm actually a member of the church. I can't imagine they would know that. There's really no way that it's not like the people that knew me went around, oh, do you see that guy over there? He's actually a church member. I don't think that's happened. So the question is, in that 3 months, I would have sort of expected a little more, hey, it's good to see you back. I'm glad you're coming. You know, it would have been nice to hear that a few times, or I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to stop going. I will be honest. I didn't know the pastor's name until recently. So if he introduced himself to me, it was one of those, oh, hey, I'm, and then on to the, I mean, it was so brief it didn't even register. I don't remember it happening. So it must have been a pretty quick and over kind of thing. I don't know, if you see a face week after week for 3 months straight, well, again, I've missed 2 Sundays. Eventually you, hey, what's your deal? Who are you? I don't know. So the thing of it is, for the people that don't know me, for all they know, I could be one of the unsaved masses. One of the individuals they're supposed to go out and speak to. And I came to them. I took out the whole go out into the world part. I walked into the door. They don't know me. I could be a non-believer. I could be looking for answers, which, well, I guess we're all looking for answers all the time. Maybe some of the things we know answers, some questions we know answers to. But, you know, we should always try to learn and grow and all that. But anyway, but for all they know, I could be one of the unsaved masses. And I've saved them the trouble of going out into the world to find me. I came to them. And yet they still can't go out of their way to speak or to introduce themselves or ask who I am or, anything. I mean, if you can't do that, if you can't speak to the world, when it comes knocking at your door, when it walks in and sits down at your table, if you can't speak to the world at that point, then how could you ever go out into the world and actually do it? If the world's going to save you the trouble of coming out to find them, where? I don't know. Is that the world? Oh, is that it? If they're going to save you the trouble and come to you, wow. The hard part's done. Now all you have to do is speak. Like I said, no, I'm not even going to make this public, at least not now. At some point, probably, yes, but otherwise people are going to wonder why I went from episode 20 to episode 22. If I just don't know how to count, which, yes, I can count as high as maybe 30, 35, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I guess, again, we're all human. We all have, our strengths. Pronunciation is not one of mine, apparently. Of course. Could be where I live, where I was raised. Anyway, we have our strengths and our weaknesses. We all do. But it just seems that if your job is the Great Commission, which is like the most important thing, is to go out there and make disciples of the world by showing them love, by, treating them, taking care of them, feeding them if they're hungry. All that good stuff. All that good stuff that distinguishes you as different from the world. All those things that say you're a Christian and they can see that by your actions. And anyway, it just seems that, it's a wasted opportunity because the world has come to them, and all they have to do is come by and shake its hand. Maybe they're just assuming I'm already there, so to speak, that I've already figured it out, and I'm just... And yeah, I guess you could argue that I need to go and introduce myself and and all that, but somehow it just seems more reasonable that if you go somewhere, somewhere and the majority of the people there don't know you, that really, it just seems more natural, I guess, to have the group come to the individual rather than the individual going to the group and standing up and going, hello, I'm over here. My name's Pastor Hillbilly. I'm not a pastor. I lie. That's my sin, calling myself a pastor. Anyway, so, if the world comes to you, then, hey, they've saved you a few steps. So go ahead and speak to them. Speak to it. Speak to the world. And if they don't come to you, go out on the street corner and scream. Or talk. Anyway, that's it.